Hello everyone and welcome. I am participating in Middle Grade March hosted by Krista, Amanda, and Katie. I will have all of their channels linked in the description below. And this is basically a challenge to read at least one middle grade book in March. I am super excited for this because I am actually in the mood to read middle grade right now. So this challenge comes at the perfect time. The problem is there are so many middle grade books that I would like to read, and I can't possibly read all of them in March. So I'm going to have you guys select my TBR for Middle Grade March. Middle Grade March has 5 reading prompts, and I have selected 2 books for each prompt, and I will be going over the prompts and the books that I have selected for those prompts, and I would like you guys to tell me which of the 2 books I've selected for each prompt that I should read in March. You can vote for which books I'm reading by commenting below, and whichever book receives the most comments is the one that I will be reading in March. Now, of course, I want to read all of these books, so I might be trying to read more than one of them for each prompt in March. However, I will only make a guarantee of which book I will read according to what you guys vote in the comments. The other ones I might read in March, or I might read at a later time. There's also middle grade books that are not on this list that I also want to read in March, so we will see how many I can actually get through. That said, the ones that you guys are voting for are the ones that I will definitely be reading in March. So the first prompt is to read a book with 5 or more words in the title. The 2 books that I have selected for this prompt are The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind and Enola, Holmes, The Case of the Missing Marquess. The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind is a nonfiction about a boy in Malawi who powers his village by building windmills. And Enola Holmes, in The Case of the Missing Marquess, is a fictional tale about a girl who is the sister to Sherlock Holmes, and her mother goes missing and she sets out on the case to find her mother. The next prompt is a book featuring an orphan main character, and the 2 books I have chosen for this is Mandy and The Shakespeare Stealer. Mandy is a book written by Julie Andrews, although the author listed on the book is Julie Andrews Edwards, and she wrote a story about an orphan girl who is looking for a home, and she decides to make her own secret home in a garden. And The Shakespeare Stealer is a historical fiction book about an orphan boy who makes his living as a thief, and he gets recruited by a rival theater company to steal the manuscript for Hamlet. The next prompt is to read a contemporary book, and the 2 I have chosen for this are I Can Make This Promise and Macy, McMillan, and the Rainbow Goddess. I Can Make This Promise is about an Indigenous girl who is adopted by non-Indigenous parents, and she is learning more about her heritage. And Macy, McMillan, and the Rainbow Goddess is about a deaf girl whose mom is getting married and they are moving, and she has to deal with these unwanted changes. The next prompt is to read a book set in Asia or with an Asian main character. The 2 books I've chosen for this are Where the Mountain Meets the Moon and Inside Out and Back Again. Where the Mountain Meets the Moon, the main character is told legends by her father, and then she sets out to find the characters in these legends. And Inside Out and Back Again is about a Vietnamese family living through the Vietnam War, and they decide to immigrate to America to escape the war zone. And our final prompt is read a book that is older than you. The 2 books I have chosen for this are The Witch of Blackbird Pond and The Blue Sword. These are both classics, and The Witch of Blackbird Pond is about a girl who moves to a Puritan colony and then has to deal with accusations of witchcraft. And The Blue Sword, I'm not entirely sure what it's about. I read a few blurbs and I'm still not entirely sure. As far as I gather, it is a classic fantasy, and the sequel won the Newbery Medal. The Blue Sword is about a girl who is taken to a unfamiliar land, and then she finds out that she has magic. That's pretty much as I got from the synopsis. She might be able to wield a blue sword, not exactly sure, but it's classic fantasy, and I'm interested because I enjoy fantasy, and I'm interested in reading more of the classics. I think all of these books sound interesting, and there are several other books that I am excited to read in March as well, and I will keep those a surprise, and I'll just do a wrap up at the end of the month. And I might possibly do some reading vlogs, but I will definitely do a wrap up at the end of the month talking about all the books that I read in March. Comment below and let me know which of these books I should definitely be reading in March. Have you read any of these? What did you think of them? Let me know, and I hope to see you in another video.